Peace. Welcome to another episode of Elevate the Mic, and I'm your host, Max Mupese. Today, we have an entrepreneur, an artist, and somebody who I consider a rising star. Let us all welcome King KLV. How you doing, man?
How you doing, brother?
100%. Feeling well, man.
You already know.
Feeling wealthy.
Happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
100%.
Yes, sir.
So let me start by asking you, what's the good news of the day?
The good news of the day,
Yeah.
woke up healthy, you know what I'm saying? It's a nice day outside. It's just one of those days, you know?
Got it.
It's the weekend,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah.
Gotta take it one day at a time.
For sure.
So King KLV, if I'm not mistaken, that name is to pay homage to the neighborhood you grew up in.
Yes, sir.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you were born in Mississauga,
Yeah,
spent some time in Laval, and then Saint Laurent.
exactly.
Could you tell us about those three moments and how those moments shaped your character for the most part?
For sure. Growing up in Mississauga was great. It was a great experience for me, you know. Very culturized, if I'm saying that correct. Yeah, growing up there was a great time. I spent a lot of time with my family because the majority of my family is all over there. So yeah, those were my early years. I enjoyed growing up there for sure. Living in Laval for a bit, not too much of a great experience.
Right.
I feel like it was like a culture shock moving from Mississauga to Laval.
Mostly French.
Mostly French and mostly like white. You know what I'm saying? So coming from Mississauga, going to that, like coming from a school that was all nationalities and stuff, to going to a school in Laval, which was, I think, if I'm correct, there's probably like 7 black kids in the school. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Out of
okay.
a school with like 600, 700 people, you know? So just having that shock was a little crazy, you know? But then later on, moving to Saint Laurent and growing up in Saint Laurent, I feel like I found where I was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Got it. And you got pretty much both worlds, the French and the English. And did you start speaking French here?
Nope,
Not yet?
not at all. Not at all. I've been here for way too long for not being able to speak French, you know,
Got
but
it.
I never really caught on to it. I can understand it, but I can't speak it too well. And I actually, I went back to finish high school about 3 years ago, and I finished my French. And the teacher was really easygoing with me because I don't know how I passed it.
Got
you know
it.
What I'm saying? But,
Congratulations, by the
yeah,
way.
Appreciate it.
That's
Appreciate
dope.
it.
Now, anybody who's watching this for the first time, could you tell us what, because Saint Laurent's instrument, like I like Saint Laurent's because it's very diverse. It's a diverse neighborhood, right?
Facts.
You get to see, there's a French side, English side, different cultures and whatnot. Could you tell us an experience you had in Saint Laurent, because you were still a teenager at that time,
Yeah.
that quote unquote shaped your perspective and helped your character also as a person or even as a creative?
Honestly, the thing that stands out the most for me is I was probably like 19 years old and I got stabbed in Saint Laurent, you know? And that played a big part in making me who I am today, you know what I'm saying? And it goes into like being more cautious into the things that I do, being more like looking at a situation from a different angle, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Not from face value. But
exactly. Having
deeper.
like that near-death experience right in front of the metro, you know what I'm saying? Really like changed my life, and it changed my life for the better, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something that definitely stands out for sure.
Got it.
Growing up in Saint Laurent, of course.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's good that you also have a good supporting cast, people around you that
Yeah.
that showed you a different path also, that is important.
100%.
Speaking of which, we had Zip
Mm-hmm.
as a guest a few weeks ago.
Shout out Zip, man.
And for anybody who's watching this for the first time, don't know, Zip was also very instrumental in your life, and if I'm not mistaken, he helped you in different ways. Could you tell us why it was important for you during the time you were young in the streets?
Mm-hmm.
How important and why was it important for you to believe in Zip, or even take him as a mentor for the most part?
The thing that's crazy, I love that question, by the way.
Appreciate that.
And big shout out to Zip. I feel like it was the opposite, like not me believing in Zip, but Zip believing in me. You know what I'm saying? And it goes like, I say that because I was probably about 10 years old when I met Zip.
Okay.
I was having troubles in school, so he used to run like, not run, but he was a part of a team where they helped like troubled kids, like kids that weren't doing good in school, whether it be learning wise or like just behavior wise, you know what I'm saying? And I met him around 10 years old, and I told him that I had started rapping. And from when I told him that, he just put me on, like he brought me to West Haven Community Center.
Yeah.
And from when I got there, he started building a studio there, you know? Every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I used to go there at nighttime after school and stuff like that. And honestly, if it wasn't for Zip, I could have taken a complete different path. Like, even though I got involved in the streets at a young age, it's like being there at West Haven like kept me out of a lot of situations, you know what I'm saying? And just being able to rap whenever I want to, free of charge, you know what I'm saying? Just Zip having me there and telling me how to create an album, how to properly write lyrics, and what bars are, what punchlines are, how to construct a verse, you know what I'm saying? All of those things Zip taught me, you know what I'm saying? So definitely big shout out to Zip for sure.
Right.
For sure.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
When you have somebody who looks out for you and teaches you the way without a charge,
Facts.
you know,
Facts.
just giving you the game. That's very important. It makes you realize also how there's still some OGs looking out for the young
Facts.
people.
Definitely,
you know?
definitely. It's definitely rare, but just Zip doing that for me puts me in a situation where I want to do that for people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a great thing, man.
Got it. I listen to your music sometimes. I'm like, damn. I don't think I told you. I told somebody else that you remind me of the Young Stack Bundles.
Oh,
Young
I
Stack
love that,
Bundles
bro. I love that, bro.
Who's very hungry and
Yeah.
raps like he has a chip on his shoulder. What makes you rap like you have a chip on your shoulder?
The hunger, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really hungry to be in this part of this game and to be taken serious as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like in this new generation, it's not really based on bars anymore. It's not based on how good you are anymore. You know what I'm saying? But to me, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show out on every single verse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking 10 minutes to write a verse. Like I'm gonna sit down and write a verse for an hour and perfect it and record it probably 20 times before I master it in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you said record it 20 times before even.
Yep.
That's serious, man.
Yep.
Shit.
Practice it 100 times before performing it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shit like that. Honestly, like
That's dope.
I love that you compare me to Stack Bundles because he's one of my favorites. R.I.P.
Nah, it's the grit, it's the hunger. Like you know, you rapping like it's coming from somewhere. It's coming from a serious place. So
Yeah.
nah, shout out to you for that. That's dope.
Appreciate it.
Another question I'd like to ask you is, because you mentioned earlier we had a conversation before going on air how, you know, fatherhood is good for you right now. How has fatherhood changed you?
Honestly, it's changed me for the better. It's making me become more patient. It's making me, even though I had responsibilities and things to take care of before I had my daughter, it has me knowing in the back of my head, like before I do anything, could be a stupid decision, it could be anything, you know what I'm saying? In the back of my head, it's like I have something that I have to make it home to, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm loving that experience though. I'm loving that experience for sure. Fatherhood's a great thing.
You're always looking at it from a positive perspective whatsoever.
Facts, 100%. And mind you, it's definitely exhausting. I can't lie because
man.
it's crazy because no one really talks about it, you know what I'm saying? Like my OGs, my family members, everybody, like, you just see them doing it, you know what I'm saying? But they never really tell you how tiring and how, like, the effort, the care, everything that you really have to do, you know what I'm saying? But definitely a great thing, but warning to all my people, it's exhausting.
Man, I could believe you because I have a sister who has four kids, so
Damn.
shout outs to her, by the way. She's rocking it, and
Yeah.
every day is a battle. Every day she's focusing on how she can make their lives better. So it's quite of a job, huh?
Facts.
Shoot.
Facts. Definitely.
Speaking of which, when we think about, I want to talk about something you once said.
Mm.
There's a quote, or however you want to claim it, lyric.
Yeah.
You once said that a hustler shouldn't be confused with someone who caught a wave.
Most definitely.
How has
Stand on that.
how has this perspective shaped your adult life?
Honestly, just like I said, I stand on that because, and I truly believe in that because, like, I've seen hundreds of people that catch a wave, and whether it's music, whether it's hustling, whether it's anything, just catching that wave and going off of that wave, and okay, you're the popular one, you're the one that's getting money right now, but can you keep that up? Because being a hustler, like, you can take that L, you know, you can lose that money, you can all of these things, but you know how to get it back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I posted that for, you know what I'm saying? Because a hustler will always know how to get it back because they're a hustler. This is what they do. Whether than someone that catches a wave, something came to them, but it's like if that didn't come to you, you wouldn't know how to maneuver. You wouldn't know how to get that money back. You wouldn't know how to go hard in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so.
Bouncing back, being
Exactly.
resilient.
Exactly.
Okay.
Definitely bouncing back. Definitely
That's
a
good.
big thing for me, for sure.
That's powerful. You also have something called Sunday Spitters, if I'm not mistaken, with your team. Could you tell us about the concept and how did that come about?
Yeah, most definitely. So it pretty much started off with shout out the Crook from Toronto, this Toronto rapper. He was doing a thing during COVID, and he was having artists jump on his Instagram live and just show off, you know what I'm saying, to his following, his fan base.
Right.
So I jumped on there and I got such like a good feedback from that. I'm like, why don't I start something similar to this, you know what I'm saying? So I decided that it started off with Freestyle Friday first. That's what I called it first.
Sorry, before you keep going, you started during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken, because
Yes,
I remember
sir.
watching those lives. Yeah,
Exactly. So I started doing my own lives because my following wasn't as lit at the moment. I wanted to like offer something to make people, and especially like Montreal's music scene.
Right.
I don't feel like the hunger is there as much as Toronto's music scene. Like Toronto artists, they're ready to go. They're like, I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? But Montreal, it's a little bit slower. You know. Knowing that in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, let me offer something that will not just let you show off your craft, but like, okay, if I'm offering you $200, you're like, I'm not just showing off my craft. I'm trying to pay the rent. Let me get to it. You know what I'm saying? So, I offered $200 to every single winner of the night, and it was a great thing. We did about 15 episodes maybe on the lives.
Okay.
Once the pandemic started slowing up, we basically I had to switch it because I wasn't getting the feedback I wanted to anymore. Everybody's back outside. They're not tuning in on Friday or Sundays to go watch live. They're outside. They're enjoying their weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I brought it to my team. I was watching a lot of throwback Montreal videos like Step Your Bar Game Up. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
I was watching some of those and I'm like, how can I do something like this but different in my own way, you know? So I'm like, I want to do something like that. I want to have it still kind of similar to the lives, but I don't want to have one artist at a time, because on the lives it's one artist at a time, but if you're watching a whole episode, you're going to see a bunch of artists, right? So I'm like, let me do a cypher style. You know what I'm saying? So I brought that idea to Third Eye Media, my camera crew, and brought the whole idea to them. I asked them, can you bring this to life? And they said, yeah. And honestly, it was up from there, man.
Shoot.
It was up from there.
Ever
for sure.
since you guys recorded over how many episodes?
We did 10 episodes for the first season.
That's good.
Yeah, and we're about to start cooking up the second season now, too.
So you're ready for like one season after the other?
Yep.
And then you already have a game plan of how you want to go about it?
Most definitely.
That's
Most
great.
definitely, yeah.
Right. So speaking of which, you're putting on artists, there's always a saying in the industry, music industry, that it's hard for artists to put on other artists. Could you attest to that? Could you agree with that? And could you elaborate on how that has been true for you, for yourself?
I feel like I disagree with that. I don't think it's
Okay.
hard to put on artists. I feel like it's hard to find an artist that takes the craft as serious as you. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
like if I'm putting on an artist, which I love to do, you know what I'm saying? I just want you to be serious about this, you know? Like I don't want to put you on a feature knowing it's going to put your name out there and you're going to get a little fan base from this if you're not going to do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done that in the past where I've gotten somebody that told me they could rap. I believed in them. I'm not charging them for the feature, put them on the song, you know what I'm saying? And then 2-3 years later, you guys haven't dropped nothing. I don't see
Shit.
not a music video, not you in the studio,
God
nothing. You know what I'm
damn.
saying? So then it feels like to me like, was this a waste of time for me? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I love putting artists on. That's why I do the things like Sunday Spitters. I have my own studio called Motion Studios now that I opened up a few months ago.
Congrats, man.
And I bring artists there, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely love putting artists on, especially when I see that hunger and the seriousness, for sure.
I like what you said because it makes me think of the saying of putting a battery on somebody's back, right? To inspire and motivate them.
Facts.
But you don't want to put a battery on a turtle's back. The turtle's just gonna
Facts.
take this time and
Exactly.
not move too fast.
Exactly.
All right. Right. So given that you're an independent artist, how do you maintain your love for music while remaining as a business person? Do you find it hard for the most part, or it just aligns for the most part?
It could be difficult sometimes, for sure, but the majority of the times it definitely aligns, for sure. The reason why I say it could be difficult sometimes is because as much as I just like, my love for rap is to record, to write, to perform. Like these are things that I actually love. But because I feel like it's not based on just that anymore, that's the business side, you know? I gotta focus on the business side. I gotta do the promotions. I gotta always, like, as much as I love dressing nice and stuff like that, it's like you gotta look the part, you know what I'm saying? It's not just rapping anymore. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta add on that extra
image,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be difficult sometimes, but yeah, I enjoy it either way. So
Okay.
for sure.
Since it's part of your lifestyle, it becomes more easier for you to do that.
Facts.
Okay.
And I'm definitely business orientated, so it comes with it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So what is a current habit if we look at, because it's important to have habits if we want to become successful
Facts.
in whichever field we're working in. So if you look at your day-to-day habits or certain habits you apply or certain habits you adopt whenever it comes down to making music, what are some habits that you currently apply that help you become a better singer, songwriter, creative, or even a better performer?
Honestly, for the most part, discipline. Like just being very, very disciplined. And some like examples of that would be for Dope Boy Diaries 1, Dope Boy Diaries 2 as well, and also for Dope Boy Diaries 3, which is my next project coming soon. For all those projects, what I do, and even when I'm not doing music, like this is just something that I do, but I stay sober. Like I won't drink. I'm a drinker, you know, but I'll stay sober for 3-4 months in the year before the album comes. You know what I'm saying? So I want to...
Okay, so you're preparing yourself like Tyson.
You know what I'm saying? Like very disciplined. Also, even in the summertime, because the summertime is when I usually start drinking, because I do a cleanse from January till probably about May. You know what I'm saying? But summertime I'm drinking, but also I won't drink until I finish performing. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I used to take 2 shots before I hit the stage just to get the edge off. But now, with the comfortability of just performing a lot, I feel like it's even better that I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Let me congratulate myself after and have a drink after the performance and go all out on the performance. You know what I'm saying? Less sloppy too, more professional.
Those are milestones, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're accomplishing a few goals and
Facts.
you never know. It creates a domino effect that can help you get better in a certain aspect of your life, you know?
Exactly.
So, speaking of which, you talked about Dope Boy Diary. I want to do something which is, I'm gonna name some of the albums. Well, all of the albums you've recorded so far,
Hmm.
and could you tell me where you were mentally when those albums came out?
I got you.
So you recorded 4 albums, right? So far, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
4, 3,
five,
5. Okay.
five. Yeah,
So here I have "Where's My Crown At."
yeah.
So where were you mentally?
Where's My Crown At? When I recorded Where's My Crown At, I think I was about 15 years old.
Mm.
Um, I was at West Haven
Mm.
Community Center. So those were the times that I was with Zip, like we spoke about before.
Mm.
He was very, like, Zip actually played a big part in that album, helping me come up with hooks and, like, showing me how to properly write verses and stuff like that. So I remember that specifically. Also in life, in the terms of, like, what was going on in my life, I remember I got arrested for the first time, you know, and I got some, like, I had some conditions, like, keep the peace and all of these things. So I was being more easy and trying to calm it down. And then even being in West Haven with Zip helped that out. And just recording that album, it's like, goes back to like me staying out of the streets, you know, a lot more. So
Dope,
yeah.
dope. Okay.
Yeah.
I Just Touched Down.
I Just Touched Down. Where was I when I Just Touched Down happened?
We're going way back, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I Just Touched Down was recorded between when I was 17, 18 years old. I had fun with that album. I feel like it wasn't as organized as Where's My Crown At was or Dope Boy Diaries, but I put a lot of songs together that I was making throughout that time, you know what I'm saying? Also, that was the introduction to me collaborating with LV, my team, you know, so
Okay.
that was cool. Also, just seeing a lot more stuff in the streets too at those times, you know what I'm saying? Like death and certain things like that, you know what I'm saying? And it added to the way I'm rapping, and like you could hear some pain in those tracks also, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's where I was for I Just Touched Down.
Got it.
Yeah.
Chronic and Cognac.
Chronic and Cognac. That was a big one.
It's quite of a mix, eh?
Yeah. For sure. Chronic and Cognac. That also, I put a lot of tracks together. I remember because I had a whole bunch of tracks, and I'm just like, I need to put out a tape because I don't want any of this work going to waste, you know? So I put a lot of those tracks together. Where was I at in life? I had actually just got stabbed before,
Right.
or in the mix of making Chronic and Cognac, you know? So that was also a big thing for me while making Chronic and Cognac, for
Got
sure.
it.
For sure.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the most recent one, Dope Boy Diaries,
Dope Boy Diaries.
which I love the promo. You got the shirt and in the
Yep.
back of it.
Yep.
I love
Dope
it.
Boy Diaries, I feel like was my most anticipated album so far. The most work went into that album as well. Organization, super discipline for the promotion, the writing, everything for that album. You know what I'm saying? I actually wrote Dope Boy Diaries. I had caught my first case of not being a minor anymore. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So my first case after 18. And I got blessed by my lawyer. He really helped me out, you know what I'm saying? And just writing Dope Boy Diaries, another thing, like just helping me stay out of the streets and shit like that, you know? But yeah, Dope Boy Diaries, I'm very proud of that album, for sure.
It's like the dearest one, right?
Yeah,
The one that really. Would you say it's almost like a journal you wrote to yourself?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. It's crazy. My girl came up with the name of the album for me.
Dope.
She heard a couple of the tracks and she told me what to name it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going with that for
That's
sure.
good, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's what we need, man. A supporting cast of people that see the vision and understand it, and they add their 2 cents to it that make it, you know, that enhances the product or even
Facts.
enhances your idea.
Facts.
So speaking of which, you have an album coming out in August.
Hmm.
That's your fifth one, right? Or
So
your
we got Where's My Crown At? I Just Touched Down,
I think I missed
Chronic and
one.
Cognac,
Doughboy
Doughboy
Diaries.
Diaries, Doughboy Diaries 2, and
Okay.
now I'm working on 3.
Okay, got it.
Hmm.
Right. So it's still it's a continuous journal.
Exactly. And this is going to be my last one. This is
Okay.
going to be my last Doughboy Diaries. Like, we're doing a trilogy and then cutting it out there. So I'm trying to just really get off these stories of the life of a dope boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just things that they go through and that perspective of life, you know? But I feel like as I'm getting older, now that I have my baby, I'm getting more mature, I'm growing up. I'm trying to stay far away from that life too. So it's like, that's why I'm making this my last Dope Boy Diaries and gonna try and spread my wings and, you know, talk about more mature things, more, you know what I'm saying? Like a
Right.
different, cater to a different audience as well, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely.
And it's almost like you're gonna take that leap of faith, right?
Facts.
And it makes me think of Nipsey Hussle, what he once said when he used to rap about the gangbang life he had in the past. What was happening was that it became his real. Well, it was his reality,
Exactly.
but he kept on attracting that energy, and
Yeah.
that's what I get from you is you want to grow from that lifestyle.
course,
You're
of
growing
course.
from that lifestyle, actually.
And I love that you said that because I noticed that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I'm speaking about my past, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I'm not going through these things anymore, if I'm speaking about the past and some of the things might be violent, dangerous, or, you know what I'm saying, just like that type of vibe, it's
Right.
like, even though I'm just rapping about it, it could still come around me because I'm
Yeah.
speaking about it, you
It's
know
like
what
a
I'm saying? So I'm
shadow,
attracting
man.
those type of things, yeah, and I really noticed that in life, and it's crazy.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
get
yeah.
away from me. That shit's still
For
following you
real,
wherever you go.
for real, for real.
Damn.
Yeah,
And you seem to take, well, you seem, and I noticed that you take social media very seriously.
yeah, most
You
definitely.
know, branding, pictures,
Yeah,
very, very outstanding social media page, by the way.
appreciate it.
Could you tell us how engaging with your audience helped you in the long run when you started using social media?
For sure, for sure. Definitely just staying really active on Instagram and responding to all the messages that I get, messaging fans, you know what I'm saying, supporters, you know what I'm saying, and like, I love it when a supporter reaches out to me, shares a post, or even just hits me in the DM and says how they love what I'm doing, they respect what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? And I like to tap into, as much as I can, I like to tap into what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? And congratulate them for what they're doing. So, yeah, definitely. But, yeah.
Got it. So those moments that definitely made a difference. Even like, let's
Most
say,
definitely.
doing a show, would you say there was moments that you reached out to you replied to a fan's comment or whatnot, or even appreciated a fan for their comment that translated into the show, or even
Yeah, for
the
sure, for sure.
communication?
Just communicating with people on IG and then seeing them later on at my shows, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely saw that, yeah.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's
Got
sick.
it.
It's sick, for sure.
Got it. And if you like, I want to go into this segment we call "If You Had the Chance to." So this segment is about yourself today, speaking to your 16-year-old self,
Okay.
face-to-face conversation. If you had a chance to speak with that individual, what would be the first words that would come out of your mouth, or how would you approach the conversation?
I would tell them that it's going to be a difficult ride, but stay focused because it's all worth it at the end. Most definitely. And just try to convince him to be more disciplined from that age. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay disciplined because it's going to pay out.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. And what could we expect from you in the next 5 years as a creative or as a business person?
In the next 5 years, open up a bigger studio, have Sunday Spitters, not just based in Canada, but hopefully out there. You know what I'm saying? Music-wise, full-time job. You know what I'm saying? And in 5 years, also helping other artists at that point come up seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm like, personally, I'm gonna rap forever. Like, that's always gonna be my thing. You know what I'm saying? But in about 5 years from now, I also want to get a bit behind the scenes and helping other artists come up and record, and kind of like what Zip did for me, like teach younger people how to create verses and take music serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in
Got
5 years, and also one of the biggest things is just seeing my daughter grow and being right next to her for the next 5 years. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
amazing, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Before I go into the last question,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you, what could we expect from your next Dope Boy Diary 3? Before even going into that, a 16 that you could share to the public about, a 16 bar that you could share to the public, because people don't know that you're a very ill freestyle rapper. If you had to share a 16 right now, what would the 16 be?
You want me to spit it?
On the spot.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
do it.
That's one thing about me too is I always keep one in tucked.
Right.
You know, you always gotta be ready, and that's to all the rappers listening. Like, you always gotta have a verse in your head ready. You know what I'm saying? But I'll go like this could be a bit more than a 16, but I remember this one off by heart.
All right.
It was for a cipher that I did actually, and it went like. Ready rock, I'm ready, bro. Back up on the radio. Been a coke seller, my bitch prefer Pepsi though. Thoughts of getting knocked every time I'm copping a heavy load. Never ran off on the plug, I pay back every cent I owed. Since a 12-year-old, feel like I've chopped on every road. And it's still free old dog, I've listened to every lesson told. Been cooking up, I ought to buy me a second stove. Break it down and sell it whole, I'm just focused on getting home. Yeah, and I'm just focused on dodging feds, trust none. My mama told me that those are not my friends. Watch the OGs ball, patiently waited on the bench. Now I see the jealousy every time that I park a Benz. Yeah, bro, niggas ain't got no common sense. Diamonds falling out they chain, but I'm the one that's dropping gems. What is that after that? Since my nose was snotty, been shitting on them like porta potties. About my paper, these niggas folding like origamis. I drove in Audis, toting shotties with your hoe beside me. Bagging work and bagging bitches on my only hobbies. So dope in lobbies, I make it stretch like I know Pilates. Like aisle 7, that baking soda and coke is on me. Light-skinned chick with me, perfume smell like lavender. Make a stack with her and then maybe I'll think of smashing her. I'm just trapping with a bad bitch in my passenger. Got that white girl in my trunk like I'm a human trafficker, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Some light for the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So then, how could viewers stay in touch with you or even learn about your music or whatnot?
Follow me on Instagram, most definitely, and tap into my Spotify and Apple Music. King KLV on Spotify and Apple Music. King KLVG on Instagram.
Got it.
Yeah.
Man, all I gotta say is just keep on keeping on.
Appreciate you, man.
That drive and that hunger that you have says a lot about your determination and your focus.
Facts.
And that's something that, speaks for itself, because the way you carry yourself and the way you talk about your music and the way you talk about what you believe in, people are gonna feel it and they're gonna resonate into, they're gonna know that it's leading to great things.
Facts.
Man, so
I agree with that, man.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the opportunity. Happy to be here, and I was happy for the experience, man.
Pleasure, man.
For sure.
So there you have it. Another episode of Elevate the Mic, where we elevate the mindsets and skill sets of individuals who are part of the hip-hop community. Peace.
Peace.